Hello everyone, my name is Rafael Sanchez Facio and I'm here to present you what would happen if you invade private property on 4 different countries. The first one is Mexico, and this country is divided in a lot of sections, and each section has different ways to get those consequences. The first amount of period is from 1 month to 2 years, and in order to get that, you need to enter into a house. And if you enter into a house, depending on the amount you were trying to steal, or you actually did that, or you actually did, is going to be the time you are going to spend in prison. Then from 1 year to 6 years is, in order to get this, we need to steal livestock from a farmer, or any product related to agriculture like a farm tractor. Also, if you used any instrument to get into a house, like for example a lockpick. And the last one, if you steal a car or any good that is inside of it, you will get that. Then from 5 years to 15 years is if you used any type of violence, or you use any type of product to steal that person, like for example a gun or a knife. Then to 5 years to 10 years in prison if you fake to be an authority, like a policeman, and you use that trust that person used to have in you to actually rob him. Then from 10 years to 25 years in prison if you steal a pregnant woman. Also, if you rob a person that was under 18 years old or above 70 years old, and also if that person has any kind of disability, and also if it worked for the government, or that robbery was made by 3 or more people. That was Mexico. Country I have is United States, and here in the United States I realized that they do not care about no well they do not care that much about entering into a house, and because they do not apply a lot of consequences to it, and the maximum amount of uh, time you can get in prison is like 1 year or a little bit more, 1 year and 6 months. But it's divided into two sections. The first one, which is the most is the one that is more serious, and the second one that is not that serious. The first one, in order to get the first one, you need to enter into a house, into a private building, or into a private land that is fenced correctly and all that stuff. And the second one, which I repeat is not that serious, is when you enter into a private property in which is not fenced correctly. For any reason you got confused, or actually it was your intention to enter, and also if the owner gives you permission to enter into his house or her house, and then she or he tells you to leave and you refuse to do that, you were going to get the second degree. As in my opinion, the jail is not really a problem, because you will not get that a big sentence, like maybe 1 month or 6 months, and the maximum is 1 year or 1 year and a half. Then I think United States is more inclined to impose fines as a penalty, in which you can really get a high fine. Like the maximum amount you can get is $4,000 for entering into a house, and that depends on the state and on the judge that is giving and the state gives the judge that opportunity to decide what would be your consequence. And also there's a time of probation for 12 months, and it's divided into parts: the supervised and the unsupervised. In which the supervised, you need to go with an officer, and then that officer is going to have a record of you, in which you are going to it's going he will have a record, and he will check that you were doing correctly. And unsupervised, you are free to go, but you still need to behave in front of society. As you can see, this project is focused on American countries, and the next one I have is Colombia. And the consequences are similar to Mexico, and also is divided in, well, two sections or three sections, in which the first one, if you enter into a private property, like a house or a building, you are going to have 2 to 5 years of prison, depending on how bad the stealing was, and also you are going to be penalized with a fine of 50 to 200 minimum salaries, and the minimum salary in Colombia is $265 per month. And also, if you used a land that is not yours, so you are like entering into a private property that is not yours, that is not fully yours, so, and you start like building, or you promote the building of something, you will face 3 to 7 years, and here the fine will be higher, like between 200 and 400 minimum salaries. And last but not least, I have Ecuador. And Colombia and Mexico, they all almost share the same things. So, well, the same characteristics, like the amount in jail, the consequences, and also, but Mexico will has more subdivisions and a lot of ways from getting out of trouble. And Ecuador, for you will get in trouble if you still, well, if you try to enter a house of, or if you are actually entering into a house, and also if you steal a lot of things, you will get, depending on the aggression, it will be to 1 month to 2 years of prison, and also to 2 to 5 years is invade personal property with a group of people and with violence. And then another curious thing is, like, if from to get a sentence of 1 to 3 years, you need to invade the property and also claim that that property is yours, like that land is yours, and also try to make trades with another people about that land that is yours, but is not actually. And if you get a benefit or a profit out of that land that is not yours, you will get 3 years of prison, but depending on the gravity, so you can get from 1 year to 3 years. So this is the end of my presentation. During this, we saw 3 Latin American countries and 1 North American country. Is Mexico, Colombia, and Ecuador. And from the American countries, or the North American countries, was United States. In conclusion, I think they all share, like, well, all Latin American countries share common things, and USA is like slightly different because they don't care much about it, and they do not give you that much time in prison as Latin American countries do. So thank you for watching me, and I hope I don't do this again. Bye.